The fated duo between Isagi Yoichi and Sae Itoshi is fast approaching, as it was confirmed by the mangaka in an interview that they will be working together in the future. And let me tell you, that duo will be the most dangerous thing we have ever seen in Blue Lock. And with that confirmed to be happening, we will also be going over theories on what could happen after the Neo Egoist League. So, Sae and Isagi. The duo hasn't even happened yet, but it's most likely going to be the greatest thing we've seen to ever bless the pages of Blue Lock. And with a duo like this happening, how exactly would it dominate the world of football? With Sae's genius playmaking and Isagi Yoichi's metavision, the two of those going together is like bread and butter. To elaborate off that, Sae has the ability to dictate the flow of the game with his vision and precision passing. He's like a conductor, orchestrating a perfect symphony on the field of battle. As for Isagi, he thrives in finding the perfect spot on the field to capitalize on opportunities. He's not the fastest or the strongest, but his ability to read the game is unparalleled. Now, why does this work? Sae needs someone to actually keep up with him, and so far what we've seen from Isagi, I'm sure he can do just that. Isagi's knack for being in the right place at the right time makes him the ideal receiver for Sae's creative passes. Sae and Isagi complement each other's skill sets. Sae basically reinvents football. His passes, tempo control, and ability to exploit defensive gaps elevates his teammates' performance. We saw that in the U20 arc with Shido Ryusui. Isagi is a goal poacher in the best way possible. He can take the slightest opening and turn it into a game-winning moment. U20 arc, Manshine, Ubers, so on and so forth, probably going to happen in PXG. You know how that goes. The result? Sae creates opportunities, and Isagi elaborates on them. Sae sets the stage, and Isagi delivers the final blow. Together, they can definitely dismantle even the strongest defenses. On the highest stage of football, from what we know based off of the clubs, this is the most beneficial thing for both of them. Sae struggled to find teammates who can truly match his genius. Working with Isagi gives him a player who can understand and adapt to his level of play. This could also allow Sae to push the limits of his creativity even further. And in terms of Isagi, his growth thrives on learning from and surpassing the best. Playing alongside Sae would expose him to the highest level of football IQ, forcing Isagi to refine his positioning, decision-making, and ego, and even more. The synergy between the two of them would be sharper than ever, basically Sae being the perfect outlet for Isagi to do what he does. The biggest thing in Blue Lock right now is unpredictability. If you can be unpredictable, you will win games, and with this duo, they can 100% do that. In a general sense, they would be a defensive nightmare. Sae's precision, passing, and Isagi's adaptability creates a duo that is nearly impossible to predict. Defenders won't be able to anticipate where Sae will send the ball or how Isagi will position himself to score. And their dynamic plays would be crazy. Sae would use Isagi as a decoy, knowing Isagi's movements will attract attention. Sae can feed Isagi directly, creating plays no one sees coming. Their combined unpredictability would overwhelm even the best organized teams. And with people like Kaiser and Luna on their team, considering he's most likely going to go to Real, let's be real, this would be a powerhouse team. On top of that, the way they carry themselves mentally would also be a driving factor. Their psychological edge would intimidate opponents with sheer dominance, and the reputation of them both would be world class. Teams would naturally focus on trying to shut them down, but would fail miserably. Together, Sae would command respect, and Isagi would take advantage of any distraction. Their contrasting styles would frustrate and demoralize even the toughest opponents. In terms of the ego aspect, which basically drives the narrative of Blue Lock, they basically share the exact same. Let me elaborate. Sae wants to play at the highest level and refuses to settle for mediocrity. He needs someone who can match his hunger for greatness. Isagi's drive to win isn't just him trying to survive. He wants to be the best. His ego fuels his growth, making him the perfect partner to push Sae to even greater heights. Why it works? Their shared ambitions ensure that they're always pushing each other. Sae's genius paired with Isagi's relentless ego could make them a crazy, unstoppable force. In conclusion, Sae Itoshi and Isagi Yoichi working together would create unpredictable adaptability that is destructive in all manners. Call it beautifully adaptable destruction, if you will. But what do you think? Do you think Sae and Isagi would be unstoppable, or is there a better duo that could potentially happen? Let me know down in the comments below. Now, on to the predictions for the arcs after the Neo Egoist League. So these are far and wide. As we know, the entirety of the manga has been leading up to the clubs for Blue Lock. The top 23 players in Blue Lock and the Neo Egoist League will go to their respective clubs in order to practice and or play. In this case, even with that, I'm sure we're finally going to see the rest of the Generation 11. Top of new characters along with Sae and a whole different arc altogether. And if it's not that and the mangaka decides to take a break, I want to say it'll probably be a backstory based arc. If anything, the wild card for Kunigami, or we're going to get a backstory for Ego and his journey to create the greatest striker Japan has ever seen, along with his backstory with Noah. I know I'm not the only person that wants to see that. I know a lot of fans that are interested in seeing that, and if they do in fact do that, that would feed fans for quite some time. As for Rin, Shido, and the rest of them, I'm sure we'll get little tidbits here and there on where they went, what they've been doing, and how they've refined their skill to a certain point. Specifically Rin, with him refining his destruction aura, either taming it or taking it to the next level, which would be interesting to watch. But if not that, then the potential of getting other countries in on Blue Lock. Granted, we got that in the Neo Egoist League, but what I mean by that is all of them wanting a piece of it. Basically, at this point, Blue Lock is already known to the world, and people from Russia, Australia, the United States, they want to test these strikers out to see if they're really all that, even after everything we've seen. And I guess you could say the international clubs are something that's going to basically elaborate on that, but truly we have no idea. But odds are this next stage of Blue Lock is going to be on a worldly scale, to an extent that we've not even imagined. The possibilities after the Neo Egoist League are endless. That much can be said. Whether it's global tournaments, personal rivals, or quite literally anything else, anything goes. But one thing is for certain, it's only going to get more intense from here, and Slur Sagi will come up with more slurs to call new people, and I'm all for that. But just like with the Sae and Isagi duo, let me know what your theories are for the next arcs of Blue Lock, and I hope you all enjoyed.